Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. We are at day 16 of the Quantum Leap Challenge that is being held right here in this Facebook group. And I have received some phenomenal feedback of people moving along with their goals, and I cannot wait to hear back from everyone to see what their experience has been and to learn what wonderful things that they've attracted in just this short amount of time. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what we've done so far. The first 15 days, the first 5 days, we really focused on identifying the goal. What is it that you really, really want? Because that sets the foundation for the rest of the challenge. And I wanted to make sure that people took a deep dive, had some thinking about what is it that they want for their life, how do they want to design their life. And then we just took some simple action items each day. That was establishing a habit to just keep showing up for yourself. The next 5 days was about activating the belief, and that's with discipline. And that discipline means you give yourself a command and follow it. You show up for yourself each day to do these small action items, which only takes a couple minutes. And then we learned how to get emotionally involved with the goal, because feeling is the secret. That's through Neville Goddard. He has a lot of great books about this, but feeling is the secret. Getting emotionally involved as if you are that version of you that's already achieved what you wanted, because that's how manifestation works. Days 11 through 15, we talked about raising your vibration, different methods of how to raise your vibration, really understanding you and what helps you raise your vibration. What is it that you enjoy? What is it that makes you happy? And then putting action, inspired actions through your intuition. When you have that raised vibration, that elevation, that happiness, that joy, you can get closer to listening to your intuition and then making inspired actions from that. So taking the action and the energy of that rather than taking action from a lower frequency state that you may be in. So day 16 is about holding that frequency of the goal. So you've learned how to work through this. You've learned what that vibration feels. Now you have to stay in that frequency or that energy of the goal as if it's already done. So the next 5 days, we're going to cover off on how to strengthen your belief more, that belief that you need to have about your goal and how to manifest it in. We're going to talk about stabilizing the identity of that version of you that's already achieved that goal. We're going to talk about how to increase faith, right? Because you have to have unshakable faith. You can't let doubts and worries slip in. You got to use your tools to let those pass by you. And then how to stay in the frequency of your goal. So this is really phenomenal information, and you can make big shifts in your life whenever you do this. I did hear back from a few people, and they were talking about they understand that meditation is so important. They understand that mindfulness, that just quieting the mind, but they're having a difficult time doing that. And that's okay, because, if this is something new to you, you may not have had the tools to quiet your mind. I'm going to drop a meditation below, a link to meditation. It's all about abundance, and I feel like it covers up anything that might have to do with your goal, because it covers up on all sorts of abundance, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in. So once this post in Facebook, I will drop that link, and everybody's free to use. Feel free to use that. I would suggest that you do it for 30 days. You will have phenomenal results if you can stick with the meditation every day for 30 days. It's 20 minutes long, and whenever I have clients come to me, whether it's through energy healing or through thinking into results and manifestation work, that is the number one thing that I tell them, is take 15 to 20 minutes a day. It's only 15 to 20 minutes to Set aside a time for you to quiet your mind and do your meditation however you do your meditation. But it's really just quieting the mind, not having any thoughts, allowing that energy to flow freely to and through you. You will have a much, much better day if you do this. If you start your day in this higher frequency, this higher vibration, you can change your world really quickly. So I'll get that available for you. And there's a few other notes I wanted to say here whenever I got on. Really, mindset work is all about, it's all about you. It's really you versus you. So your paradigms that we talked about in the beginning, it's really you versus these paradigms, these limited beliefs that you may have. So it's not anyone else on the outside. It's all an inside job. So really think about that. It's you versus you. And that's this little mind game that we have with ourselves. And once you can master that, your life will really be in a wonderful, wonderful state. The 30 days Quantum Leap Challenge is just a little snippet of what the entire Thinking into Results 6 months is all about. And I put this challenge together so that people could come in and could follow it each day with very small actions, because some of the things I hear people say is, I don't have time. And the whole point of thinking into results and designing your life is so that you have as much time to do whatever you want to do for your life, because you are the creator of your time. So for 30 days and just the short amount of information that I'm providing, the small action items, you yourself can experience a quantum leap in just 30 days. So imagine what you could do if you took a deep dive into all of these principles that I've been talking about, and it's for 6 months. Just 6 months to shift all of these things in your life. So the 30-day challenge will be up. It's in the guide section. You just go to the Facebook. If you haven't started the challenge yet, you go to the Facebook group, and at the top you'll see guides, and you can just follow. You can start day 1 now if you haven't started it, and just follow it day 1 through day 30, and you can experience the shift for yourself to realize that this information is so good and it's real, but sometimes people want to experience it for themselves. Once you experience it, you'll be a bigger believer, and the more you'll see. The more you believe, the more you see, and then the more you see, the more you believe. And it's just this upward spiral of belief and seeing more. One of the things that Bob, because I got mentored by Bob Proctor, Bob would always say to us, what do you want? What do you really, really want? Because each one of us are very unique. So we all have these different desires. The desire comes from within, and these different wants. So really thinking about, what do you really, really want? And I remember one time he was telling us a story about someone he was working with. And the guy really wanted, what his want was, he really wanted a parking spot that was close to his office building. And that was his want. And I remember Bob was saying, well, yeah, I mean, that's no problem. I can show you how to get that. But not only can I show you how to get that parking spot that you want, I can show you how to buy the whole building. And I love that story, because sometimes we think so small on what we can actually do. And all of us are exactly the same. We all have the ability to do this. All of us have this magnificence within us. And it's really tapping into that, because we can manifest whatever we want. And it's working with the higher faculties of our mind, which is not that hard to do. It's just having that desire to want better. And no matter how good life is now, there's always better. There's always better. There's no end to the elevation or the better that we can get in life. So life is just a continuous spiral of growth. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to grow. We're here to understand who we really are, and we're here to live a good life because we have everything within us to do that. So it's not so much that we have to go out and fill our intellect with more knowing and more research. If we just did what we already knew, we would already be halfway there. All right. So let's see. Just my first goal, since we're talking about goals, my first goal was, because we talk about having a stretch goal, was to become a healer. And for me at that time, I thought that was a huge stretch goal because I didn't really know any healers. I didn't know anything about it. And some of you watching this are probably thinking, well, of course, everybody's a healer, because that's true. And you may not think that's a stretch goal, but yet I talk to some people and I tell them, everybody's a healer, you can do this. And they say, I know you say that, but I'm not sure if I believe that. So our belief systems are all over the place. So pick a goal that seems like a stretch goal for you. Follow the material that I'm providing to you, and you can manifest anything into your life. You can be, do, or have anything. So think really, really big. All right, so thank you for joining me, and I will see you back live next week. Thanks, and have a wonderful